Hi everybody, this is Diane. Welcome back to my channel. I am back in my craft room working on these journals with the theme of windows and doors. I think windows and doors are intriguing because they offer so many possibilities. With a door, it just has the connotation of what's on the other side. There's two possibilities: open the door and see what's on the other side, or close the door and stay inside and be creative, have some solitude. There's just so many ways you can go with a door. And the window, it offers you the possibility of the beauty. You never know what the sky is going to look like when you look outside. And it's just, I think windows and doors are exciting. And I just love the image of windows and doors. I'm using several different digital kits with this, which I'm not going to get into all of that right now. But I want to show you where I am right now and what I've been working on today. I did do a video showing putting this cover together. And I'm using pressboard, vintage pressboard file dividers with the metal pieces, which I love. And these are my last ones. I do have a whole set of a gray pressboard. I think they're dividers also, not folders, but they don't have the metal. They have tabs with alphabet letters printed on them. So I still have a lot of pressboard I can use for various projects. I guess that's what these kind of folders are called. I think you can tell by the video, by looking through the video, of what these, you've probably seen these. All right, so you saw the video yesterday, hopefully, where I embossed the wood grain onto the cover here with brown embossing glaze from Tim Holtz. And I had to cover up some printing that was on this edge with this little strip of wallpaper. And you saw how I cut around the door image. This is from My Porch Prints, Adorable Doors. She has several door kits. And they're not pages, they're just these door images in a couple of different sizes. And you get quite a few doors. You'll see a bunch of them today. And I used a flexible file, one of the hanging file folders, to make the spine, and I covered it with fabric. So you saw a lot of that work yesterday. Here is the second one. This one has to have green on the front and blue on the back because those were the last folders that I had. And I used that pretty door. Again, some wallpaper there kind of brings out the peachy color of the flowers. This beautiful sample of decorator fabric. And it wasn't quite long enough to wrap around, so I just added that little piece. So that's what I've done there. And then I sewed fabric on the edge, or lace on the edges of the pages, and I took more of the larger door images and glued them down as pockets on the first page of each signature. And I used my house number digital kit for embellishing the page. And you can see I'm tucking a tag in those door pockets. So, speaking of tags, we're going to make a tag. And then we're going to do a couple other things too, I hope. I don't know what we'll have time for. Let me just show you what else I have gathered around me. I have these metal filigree pieces that I got from Amazon, and I'm thinking I might be able to use one or two of these pieces in the journal. I have them here so I don't forget, so I can see them and say, oh yes, where can I put that? And I also went through my vintage dictionary. This is an elementary dictionary, an old one, and I pulled out words, definitions: door, doorstep, dormer for the window, vista, a view that you see through your window, opportunity for the door, opportunity knocks, scene, view, doorway, knob, dooryard, scenery, and scenic. I left them together. window, window box, and window pane, knock and knocker. And I will cut those out and make something with them. I thought that might be something we have time to do today. I have little pieces to add to that. And, oh, I went to my little metal supply chain. It's in my office. I have a little container with metal pieces that are divided into drawers, and I found my little keys, and these are vintage. I don't know if I'll use them or not in this journal. And these house numbers, I think I will add, these are not vintage. They might be Tim Holtz, and I've had them a long time, so I just might attach them as an embellishment on the cover. I'm not sure yet. So I just have these pieces here waiting for me to figure out what I'm doing. I have to put these in a safe spot. I don't know. I don't want to take those out. Well, I'll just put them in the top drawer of my little drawer unit here. That way I won't knock them around. I'm going to leave one key out because we're going to need it for the project we're doing right now, I think. Alright, so this is one of the tags that I decorated for to put in the door pocket. And this is what we're going to work on. So let me get another tag. I'm trying to use different materials that I don't use all the time, and I had been gifted in a Happy Mail when someone was destashing their distress crayons. So I thought I would use some of those, and that's what I did on this tag. And I was using the pink background, so I used pink on that. But for this one, I think I'll use this tag, or this card. And these cards that I'm using right now are from Junk Journal Mama, and she used to be Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Her name's Elizabeth. She's very talented. But now, and she does have a shop on Etsy. I couldn't remember if she just had her website or if she still had her Etsy shop, and she does still have an Etsy shop. I thought the kit was called Windows and Doors when I purchased it, because there are pages and these images. But now the kit is called Window Garden. But she does still have the kit. I linked it in yesterday's video. Let's see, I do want a little color in there, so I was looking at the page that it's going on to see what colors are on that, and it's got kind of a teal background. It's Lucky Clover, and this one is Peacock Feathers. I don't know which one. And it's got a little purple on the door. It'll be going in that. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to start with this frayed burlap. So what I did here was I just put some color on and then used one of my watercolor brushes. And I'll use some of the pumice stone, a gray. And maybe there's some kind of a coppery color there, and I do have the metallics. Gotta get the water down into the brush. And I know that the original marks still show, but the kit has kind of a artistic, messy kind of look, so I don't mind that. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. I have a busy week with a couple appointments on 2 different days, and I met someone, a friend, for breakfast. So I'm not doing any extra running, but hopefully, maybe next week I'll be able to go up to Best Buy and find a camera. Or at least look at them so I have a better idea. If Amazon has a better price, I'll order it from Amazon, but if I can get it right there at Best Buy, even better, right? I feel like I shouldn't have just done horizontal markings. They should have been a little more, I forgot the word, organic looking, and not just, I just wasn't thinking. So I can bring some of the gray up into that. And some of the frayed burlap down here. Kind of blend the colors in a little better with each other. Okay, now I want to go around the edge with something. Oh, I ended up just doing that with Vintage Photo because I wasn't liking using the Distress crayons around the edge. So I'm just going to dry that real quick. So I took these little window images from Junk Journal Mama's kit, and I sewed them to a piece of a dark taupe background cardstock scrap. And I wasn't sure that I liked the look of this. I don't like the look of it right now very much, but when I add the stamp on top of it, I really like the way it looked on that one, so I'm hoping I'll feel the same about this one. These aren't my favorite. This is not my favorite color palette, but it's neutral and I don't mind it. And it goes well with that. So I think it'll look good when we're done. So I have this stamp. You saw I used this one from Stampin' Up! On the cover, the front covers. But I also have this one, which is horizontal instead of vertical as far as the positioning of the boards. And this came from Hobby Lobby. It's Momenta. And it does not have a name. but that's what it is. And it's got smaller slats of wood, so it works really well with the tag. I used soft suede from Stampin' Up. I don't see my paper that I used, so I'm going to grab another one. Okay. I'm going to lay this on top of the stamp, and so that I don't get ink all over my hands, I'm going to put that on top. Carefully remove that and lift that straight up, and that looks a lot better, and you still get the nice coloring in the background. And it didn't go all the way to the bottom, so I just do another row down here. Voila! And that background stamp is only, what did it say, $5.49, and I probably got it at 40% off on one of their sales. So then I already sewed that to the background, so I just have to glue that down there. And it's pretty simple. And then we'll add a key to the top. Since I printed these ephemera kits twice by mistake, I printed Mrs. Coggs' Wisdom of Doors twice, and I printed this ephemera set twice. So I can make the same ephemera for both journals. This will be the third, for the third signature. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some seam binding. What color do I want to use? I have this gray. And brown. I think I'd like the gray. And I'm going to want a piece of baker's twine or something like that. If I don't like that, I just have plain twine. Okay, I'm gonna try the gray first. This is vintage. Cellophane is brittle. I'll save this to use in a journal. I'm going to cut it pretty long so I can make a bow with it. I have 2 packages of this gray, and I don't use gray much, so I can be generous with it. I don't want all these sharp creases, so I'm going to wet it. And crinkle it up. And that helps. That ended up being a lot longer at the other end. Oh, wow, this is old and fragile seam binding. Let's try that again without pulling on it so hard. I think it may have gotten some of this ink on it, but I don't mind that. I think it made it look cool. So maybe I should let that dry before I manhandle it. It won't take long to dry. And I think I wanted to try putting the key on it before I add the seam binding anyway, so let's try that. Lost my little key. That's why I wanted to put them in a safe place. Here it is. This seam binding, or baker's twine, is rather thick, so I think it's too thick for that tiny little hole. So I use this thinner string. This came from a Stampin' Up! Kit. Where's the end? It's not the end. I guess that was it. It was kind of tucked under some of the other layers. I don't need a ton of that. So I'll just put this through the key, through the hole on the key, and gonna tie that so the key stays put, doesn't slide around on the string. And then put this through the hole of the tag. Oh, just want one side through. And tie a knot. I think I did something different the first time, but it's working, so we're gonna go with it. Now, this is still damp. There. This will flatten out once it's in the book. It's a little warped because of getting it wet. But I like the colors of that now. I was not thrilled with the background colors, but now that it's all together, I really like it. They're subtle. This has bright pink around the edge, but with the watering it down, it makes it more subtle and it blends in nicely with everything. So I like both of those tags. They turned out nice. Let's try the blue one. And it's going on in this pocket. Alright, I'm going to use yellow to begin with. And I'll use a little bit of green down here. And blue. Now I know yellow and blue make green, so I'm going to try not to mix those too much because I do want the blue to be blue. But we'll definitely have some hints of green in this area, which is fine. That's the empty one. Are you crafting with me today? What are you working on? I'm not pressing down hard. This is not watercolor paper. It is a manila tag, which is sturdier than regular paper, but it will still pill. if I get it too wet and keep rubbing it. And I'm gonna just put a little more blue down here. Once again, this is not delightful to me because you can see all the marks. You can see the scribble lines, even the zigzag line there. But we're going to improve it by stamping over it like we did before. Just had to find my ink pad. Oh, that looks nice. I like those colors. That brown just contrasts so nicely with the bright colors. Always a fun surprise, isn't it? Working with colors in different mediums. Media. That's the plural. Okay. Do I want it? I think I want it over here. Yes. I'm not going to bother with the seam binding and the stuff at the top on this one. I will, but not right now. You don't have to watch me do that. I wonder if I have enough little keys for both journals. Oh, I put them in the drawer. I think I do. I was thinking I didn't have to be a key on all of the tags. But I guess it can be. This one, I don't know if it came this way. I don't remember getting it. I might have gotten it in a Happy Mail. And it looks like it came that way, but somebody may have put that pink on the top. I don't know. I just know I didn't do it. But I thought it was perfect for that one. So I will add seam binding and a key to that tag also, and I'll have all 3 tags for journal number 1. And I have these ready to make tags for journal number 2. Put them in a safe place. Do I want to leave the key hanging out? Why not? I was going to use the purple on this tag, but I forgot, I guess. But I like it the way it is. And this one goes down a long ways. This is a nice big one because it's straight instead of curved on the sides. But the the bow will hold it up. So that's pretty. Here's something else I did with some of these little, well, I did it with one of the little ones. I have all of these strips of paper that get cut off, and I save them to make things with. And a lot of them are narrow, so I don't know if I'll have enough to do this with as many times as I want to, but I just took one. It's got print on the back, but I glued it to one of the little journal cards and folded it up accordion fold style. So this will be tucked somewhere, or it could even be glued onto a page and then, oh no, I guess not, because it would open the wrong way. Wait, this is the right side up. Yeah, I could glue this to the page and have something holding it closed, and then when you open it, well, I don't know, I have it if I folded it, I don't know. Anyway, you can open it up and write on it. We'll figure that out later. But that's something fun, and a fun way to use some of those strips. Now I want to do something with these definitions. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to cut some of these. Cut this one off first to get it out of my way. It's harder for me to tell on this exactly where it's going to cut. Okay, so this says scene, meaning the scene you see when you look out your window. I think I like it on the red. So I just want to make it a little bit bigger. It was a thin page, so I backed it onto the cardstock. But I even want to make this a little bit bigger. I want to use these on pages as little pockets and things like that. Yeah, basically a pocket. So I think I will sew it, but I'm going to just apply a little glue. I will sew it to the background and then glue it to a page, I think. Not sure if that cut is straight, or if it's just, whoops, or if it's just because I cut the dictionary page crooked, which I'm sure I did, because I couldn't cut that with the cutter. That paper is too old and fragile, and with all the other, yeah, I think it's just that I'm crooked, not the card. But anyway, I would, well, let's get another one. Let's do a couple, and then I'll show you what I plan to do with them. That will have to be one of the smaller pieces. Thought I had more of these pieces out to use. Here's one. So I will sew around that. I left a larger margin at the top, especially on that one. I was going to say in case I wanted to add a trim, but there's not much room for a trim there. Something really skinny. I don't think, oh yeah, I did use scrapbook paper. So I could add a couple pockets to that with some little tags, or are all these little cards windows? I want some doors. I know some of the bigger, slightly bigger ones have doors, but this one is one of the miniature versions of the My Porch Prints doors. So I could tuck that inside. And I was thinking of gluing that to something so it would open, you know, like your door opens. I mean, I'm not going to have it open outward like a gatefold, even though that's the kind of door it is. But something like that for that page. What do you think of that? Could even have it overlapping. I was thinking putting 3 on a page, but I guess not. Maybe some of the skinnier ones. So that's something I can do with some of these embellishments. And I'll have more tabs on the pages, and I'm going to, I think I showed you these last time, didn't I? I didn't have them out when I showed you my supplies on the very first video, but I have these house tag stamps and these house stamps. So I'll stamp those on some of the pages. So, oh, here's another one that I got out for backing some of the dictionary definitions. So I think we're off to a good start with these. I am going to stop the video and kind of play catch up by making all the tags. I have 3 more tags to make, and then making some more of these little accordion fold things. Something like that could be tucked into one of the pockets too, but I'm not sure yet. I just have a lot of ideas floating around in my head, and we'll just see which ones I end up using. I hope you're enjoying this little project like I am, and I hope you'll come back to see some more. Thanks for watching. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.